we are really sad that he's leaving. And I guess Martin has something to say. Shola has something to say. Just that we all appreciate you, and we know that this is just a springboard for you to go and fly higher. Wow.
I think we have to keep the best for the last. Bewaji, known you now since I met you when you came back from Congo. That's not true. I met you when I sent you staff account policy, and you were challenging me via email unnecessarily. I remember. I was thinking, who's this person? And he came into the country. Honestly, it's been a pleasure working with you. I remember last year we always had weekends, Saturday, Sunday, every Saturday, every Sunday. Without fail. It was ridiculous. Sharing breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner. I mean, I'm very happy for you. I think this is awesome. I think what this does really for a lot of people is it gives people sort of hope and also like something to plan for. Not plan to leave and follow you, but at least plan to work very hard. Whatever. Because I think you set a very good example in terms of how your stay has been at Citi. It's been very good. People appreciate what what you do. You're like a go-to person. You have a question, ask you, you answer. You're like the best partner to have during audit. The guy is on point. And I will never forget all the things you sort of did together.
I said on to you after franchise.
Before you start going,
I'll share services on you.
But I just want to say it's been a pleasure. And I know this is not the end. I know, like Victoria said, we're sad to see you go. We're happy for you because it's a very good thing. Realistically, we've been joking about the box of tissues there, that it's for crying. It's actually not for crying, it's for, with serviettes and stuff. But really, when we saw this morning, I really did feel like tearing up. But in a good way because, I think just wonderful. So all the best, honestly. Wish you the very, very best.
Well,
I think. Oh,
okay. Bewaji is a jolly good fellow. I don't know much, have much to say. I know each time, because I'm always coming around. And somehow, always coming around, somehow, around Martin, and then even our meetings, he calls me Agba. So I just wonder, am I that? Am I really an Agba? I think maybe just a way of maybe in his own right, maybe paying, maybe some respect for the fact that maybe friend to his to his supervisor, and a way of maybe taking in some positives. Well, I'm aware we are moving on to greater height. It's a very good one, and you were here in Nigeria, then moved on to Congo. Then you came back.
he's going back.
Okay, I'm hearing now that you're going back. I'm sure from there it's able to feel something much bigger. I have no doubt we are going to excel. Getting close to you, even at our normal weekly meetings, even the discussions, and maybe I don't know whether to break it open here. Even my guy will tell me that, since he came around, a whole lot of things, at least he has been having a whole lot of relief, really. He actually shared that with me. I have been having a whole lot of relief. I said, that is why you need to have one as your backup, so that it's not all the details you are being called into. So I think he's going to miss it. And he has actually voiced out that to me. So I believe it's in your character, and it's not just that you were doing that. Even, I was shocked. Even the day I heard you were, you were leaving, because even up to that moment, even the energy, I still saw the energy flowing, even in the meetings and all that. You were still sharing so much and all that. So it's in your character, I think, too. And I believe you are going to take that to even your next base. And when you go in that mind and in that power, the sky is not even a limiting and deciding factor. So I pray, you succeed. And I'm very convinced you'll do well. All the best.
Okay, Bewaji. I think now that you're going back to Kinshasa, I can visit. I never thought Kinshasa is where I can go, but I think now we can. I really admire Bewaji's professionalism and his attitude to tough things, right? I didn't work directly with Bewaji, but there were a few things that I was involved in. One is the issue around COP for the elections, right? COP. And the way Bewaji handled that particular project, I was like, I did not even do too much in my mind. This is getting too much. Why are you using a hammer to kill an ant? What again? But after a while, I noticed that all of the things he did were necessary. They weren't too much, but he was just trying to cover all bases, and it was really nice. And I saw that professionalism and courage and all of the good attitude towards difficult projects. And there was also another project that we're working on, which is tough, but again, that is by the side. So I know that you will succeed. I have no doubt in my mind. And the next move is well deserved, and I wish you all the best as you move along.
Okay, I'm just going to say something very quickly. I have to run, but I don't think I'm saying anything different from what everybody else has said. I think you are a true professional. The few transactions we worked on together, I've been so impressed by how much. Sorry? Yeah, my criminal car. In fact, you put so much into it. I'm just so impressed by, even to the very last minute. We had another issue with the transaction recently, yesterday, and despite the fact that you're on your way out,
Not the car.
Not the car, another transaction, and the fact that you're on the way out, and how much you're still willing to work so hard to make sure things are done. I mean, I'm just so impressed. And just as Sharafa said, you'd be wondering, is he not doing anything else? What's going on? So I really appreciate it. I think a lot of people, and I talk about it a lot. I talk about it all the time upstairs. That wow, I can't believe somebody can actually put in so much effort into helping to make sure somebody else's work goes well. So I know you're going to do very, very well in the future, and I wish you all the very best.
I don't really have much to say because I only started really gisting with you recently, which is why when he told me he was I was like, what? No, they were just there gisting. But I guess based on our interaction, but I know every time I said in chat harass me, you always respond. People don't always respond to chat, but you always do. Even if it's not on his seat when I said in chat, Bewaji will come back 2-3 hours later and he will respond and find out if I'm okay, whatever it is I want sorted out is sorted out. I won't be there to harass you on that thing you go outside for, but I'll call you if you try and stop. And I do wish you the best. One thing I know about where you're going to is that they have very good music. I'm a music fan, so at least I know that will be sorted.
That's part of your attraction. Cities.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of your attraction.
Exactly, yeah.
That's taking you back.
Very good music, and I do wish you the very best. I know you do well.
And I know our friendship will continue. We are more friends than work. I don't really do any work with you. It's more of a friendship. And I know we will continue down that path. And I wish you the very best.
But I'd seen your message about maybe also discuss the fact that I was privileged to meet your spouse a few weeks ago. While I was in Zambia, I think maybe early days of my stay in Uganda, I used to hear of Bewaji. Because I had a few people friends. We showed some their own sisters. Who used to work for me. I think you see, the feedback people who are not your people give is often a very fair. Because people who are your friends can say nice things about you because maybe they've grown up with you or they know you very well. People who are not related to you in a different form. And I would say to you that the feedback I received from folks who are working in Congo, who came someplace else, consistently positive. I think the clincher there is that if you say, oh, you're Nigerian, I say, do you know Bewaji? You know, yeah, and stuff like that. Now, a bit more personally, recently, of course, I've just come back, and for those of you who haven't made these kinds of transitions, they're going to be very exciting, actually. It was my third or so move in a few years. And without mentioning names, there were a few things. You see, when you are in transition, there are a lot of moving parts. Families, moving, workers, moving, living out of suitcases and all that stuff. It's a time when you appreciate small gestures. When somebody does something somewhat basic to just ease your day. I remember when I first went to Zambia, for example, I was trying to settle down. And who's in finance here? You know, you're in finance. And someday, I think by my third day, Maximo came to me. Maximo was the head of, say, let's go and eat in Shima. Shima is a local Zambian. But the first guy to offer me food in Zambia, I never forgot that. Those kind of gestures there. So as I was coming back, I was trying to get, my secretary was trying to get stuff fixed. And I assure you it wasn't going very easily. Until she connected with Bewaji. And things started moving very quickly. So I said, look, by the way, just copy him. You know? What I say, just copy the young man. Is he involved? Just get him involved. And I think, on coming back also, I went to see Shola, Fab, and so I said, have you done this? He said, by the way, talk to Bewaji. This is Shola. Yeah. I think for you to have a name like that, as somebody who is empathetic, who gets things done, is something that you have. And I ask you to keep it. It's a big capital. I have seen you engage with things, trying to resolve issues. You have the right body language. Even when those things will not work or cannot work immediately. I remember when I was trying to solve that, I said, I need it by Friday. He didn't say, no, it can't be done. He said, okay, it's like a Tuesday. He said, yes, we shall try. You know, these guys in Manila, they take a few days, but don't worry, we shall do our best. You know, I knew it couldn't be done. I've been but, you know, you gave me a sense that you were going to make an effort. And the good thing is, on the day, which you said, you know, on that Friday or something, you actually called me and said, look, this is what they have done. They have done A, B, C, D, E, and they're still working on it. I'll tell you when they are finalized. I think that's very powerful. People sometimes don't understand the power of small gestures, of helping people to move things aside, of making an input into what people are doing. So I remember that, and I wish you well. Travel well, bon voyage, and have fun.
Okay? Okay.
Have you finished talking?
Oh, you want to say? Okay. Oh, yeah, no. I have to go let me talk. Oh, I'm not writing down.
Well, when Bewaji came from Congo, somehow we connected. I really can't remember the first meeting, but I know we connected, and I became his buddy. So in the evening, we used to stroll at a certain time to have a discussion at the back of the building. And then over the period, we spoke about a number of issues. And one thing that was central with Bewaji was that he understood Citi very well, but as a person, he was very, like Chinedu had mentioned, was very empathetic to. I had a problem at the time. I had a problem with some kind. He helped me mend through the crisis. And there are times when I'm traveling and I get to the airport at maybe 10 p.m. I still said this, 10 p.m. and there's no car hire. Or maybe there's been a miscommunication in my travel plans, which I maybe land late. And I'll call Bewaji at 10:15, and he would not be upset I've called him, take care of the problem, and even call me when I get home. At some point, my wife was asking, who is that following up on your movement? and that's Bewaji for you. I personally will miss Bewaji. He's been a friend, he's been a brother, and he's been when he told me he was going, it's a loss to Citi. Citi needs to acknowledge that Bewaji is going. It's a loss to Citi, and I'll miss you, and Citi will miss you.
Don't be shy. Just take it.
I won't say much, but I think I should not miss the opportunity, given that it's my namesake. Interestingly, he also bears Laulu. The son of it that same as mine.
Just take your wife and not for the same.
I remember first time I met his wife, I was telling her that actually I could claim to be your husband. Really? I said, so I could claim to be your husband. Right. But what I was saying briefly is that I think everybody has said more things I would say. I think Bewaji has a very, very positive attitude. He supported me on a couple of occasions, and each time I dined with him, always positive, always willing to support, never complaining, never giving a sense that you're bothering me. It's just that. Even when you feel you're bothering him, he doesn't show it. And I think it's a very unique virtue. I think that kind of virtue really and truly, you endear people to yourselves, and people will give you more and more responsibility because you show that you have capacity and you're willing to do more, which is actually one of the things that helped you on this to get this new job. And I believe that you will definitely, go much higher in your career. All the best as you go.
I want to say something, so just cram. Well, before you cram, just for the sake of the gathering, I know I've engaged him separately. Everybody has said everything, essentially. But I just can't help but add, that positivity, that attitude to make sure people are okay. That attitude of friendship is one of your major, I don't know what to call it. It's not, you at times I can't define it. You just deal with things, okay? And like he said, you even go beyond, any expectation and try to see what happened after. I know you've called me at about 1 a.m. before. I was stranded at the airport. I thought he was sleeping. He called me to find out where I was. Okay, so it's a great thing. Okay, and we've been talking about these movements and all that you want to do. You've taken the right decision. Go with it. I'm sure you have all the support both here and where you are going. And you do very well. I wish you the best. The right decision.
After you spend 20 years, you can speak your mind. Let go speak.
Saki. Let me put you on the spot.
Not to cry.
I don't know. I'm at loss. I don't know how to describe the feeling that is going on in
What's the box of tea?
Right here, right here.
Bewaji is more than a colleague to me. Bewaji is actually my brother. You know, the way we relate transcend beyond the way colleagues or dear friends relate. He's a very nice guy. He's all together. He's very empathic, and everybody has. He knows what is good for him, and I'm sure he will always go for it anytime the opportunity comes. I'm very happy for him. I know he's going to continue with the good works, and God will always be with him. I wish you all the best, God. You know you are not going to receive it.
Okay, God time is fast spent. Let me just quickly say one or two things. Bewaji provided leadership. A lot of people have said so many things, so I will just speak on one aspect. He provided leadership for GS, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. You know, I happen to manage the GS African team, and I invited him to join the senior team in Africa, and he has provided extreme support and leadership to that team. Whenever we have, in terms of, you know, he has a very strong control background. So whenever we have audits in any country, be it, we had one recently in South Africa, we're having in Cameroon, all I just need to do is just to direct the person, talk to Bewaji. He knows where the It was about 2 months ago when we were starting the audit in South Africa. We happened to be going for AIDP, so I said, spend an extra day with the South African team, and he did that. And just yesterday, during our weekly GS Africa call, GS head for South Africa confirmed that Bewaji provided the right leadership, the right support, and that audit rating was sufficient assurance. So, you know, because he knew what they were going to ask, and he knew how to prepare for it. So that's why I'm still a bit pained that timing, because we are about to start our own. But trust him for who he is. He told me yesterday that I should not worry, that he's already preparing everything, and he will give me a report and let me know where to focus on. So I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss you for all that. In terms of Nigeria operations, a lot of things happened. If you guys notice, in terms of the car program, we now have BMW, we have Mercedes, we have Ford. All I did was, okay, I got the report from the global team saying, okay, these are the cars that we can buy for staff, and I gave it to him. He made it all happen. You know, he went. I was not interacting much with the BMW and the Ford people. He did all that. I did all the negotiation, and he prepared the report. And I will say, okay, maybe the pricing. Let us look at it again. He will go back. He will never complain. He will negotiate with them. He will invite them here. He will bring them to me. So I think you are just a wonderful guy. And he knows that. Just to answer your question, I designated him as a talent, you know, and we have already put
So you can still change your mind.
He knows. When you put process in place, you know, but when you designate staff as a talent, then you need to take some actions, which we've already I actually discussed that with him. But when he showed me the offer, my boss, both in London and Rose, they were like, "Why couldn't you stop Bewaji from leaving?" I said, "Well, maybe I have to send you the offer." You see, it's an offer that you cannot say no to. So I can't even start having that discussion. So it's been great working with you. Even your family, I remember a number of times you brought them here. I met them, and it's been wonderful. We are going to miss you, the entire team, the entire Africa team. We are all going to miss you. And before in closing, one aspect that I want to actually bring out, you know, because of his engagement, he engages with a lot of the seniors in the bank. So he has access to some information, some first-hand information, which, if he didn't have a broad mind, he can use to his own advantage. But whenever he gets those information, he will come to me and say, "Have you heard about this? This is what, you know?" And I found that a very positive attitude, and because I've worked with some other people or some other staff who I think would have used that as an advantage, but you never did. So you come to me, you tell me, "This is the information I have, what do you think?"
A good general.
Yeah, so...
Because you have planned a coup.
So I don't want to call it loyalty, but I think it's the right leadership. So I wish you well, and I know you will do well wherever you are going. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll present it. Man, no, look for. Before you present, let me just thank her. You know, we have been here for how many years? 5, 6 years. We have only men around here, so you will never see this type of thing. So when we discussed yesterday, and she said she was going to organize it, I was quite impressed, you know, to see all this now, because I know if I had asked Peter to organize it, Citi, they are not.
Thank you. Not just for you.
Call.
Let me say the job here.
You give him a pen on both sides.
Full of you. Are you full of you?
You know, there was a time David was leaving. The lady was asking him, and she was supposed to be very Christian, so she wouldn't give him a pen. So staff complained, and he now said, "Okay, and David said, no."
Wow.
You can have it on your desk.
Remember his flight
To Congo.
Possibly to buy from there,
I'm going to inside the place. Take it to Congo.
see the careful money. Just the way you open the careful. People were just scared. And say the content.
also like to say a few words. Well, I think everybody here, really, I don't really have, I'm not the type that has colleagues. I have more of friends, and that's the way I interact. That's the way I operate. Work and my lifestyle, I merge them together. And it's, I see the fact that it's always much more fruitful. It's always much more, as in, it makes work easier. It makes work go smoothly, and you have less friction, generally that way. And I really, if you look at my message, I didn't write so much really, just a thank you message, because everybody here are my friends before I left, when I came back, and just looking at it that I am back here, I was up for 6 years. I came in, I'm less than 2 years, and in fact the way I came in and I was received and accepted back was as if I never went anywhere, which I really appreciate everybody for. I appreciate your support at all times, and you can be sure that I will definitely keep in touch with everybody. Thank you very much for this, and I really appreciate you guys.
Okay, let me tell him that.
Nothing was just saying for us to thank. Oh, I can't.
Thank you.
So why
Yes, so it's better you are on the right side.
Disposable cups.
Yeah, film in
Angela, you're having fun. I thought you said you were gonna die.
Yeah, I am.